Hey, what's up guys? So welcome to today's updated deck profile and combo tutorial. So today I'm gonna make it a lot easier and explain to you guys step by step how to do the combo from my latest combo tutorial video and break it down to like very easy steps. So I wanted to start off with the combo tutorial video and then go into the essentially the deck list, just so that it makes more sense. I think starting off with the combo video makes it a lot easier for you guys to understand why I build my deck the way I did. Anyways guys, we're gonna get right into it. So we're gonna go unexpected die. We're gonna summon the Ignite Crusader here, and then we're gonna go Neospace into Dolphin. So why that's really good is because you have an extra extender with Neospace, that means that Dolphin can actually trigger twice. And here's what I mean. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna use Dolphin effect, discard Durandal, and then rip a card out of their hand, see their hand. Then you're gonna make a Soul. A Soul will add us the high scale for the Ignite. You want to add all the level 4s because you don't plan on summoning it at all. But then you can actually use, so there's multiple lines of plays here. You could try to go and search for like Gear Free to play around the nib, but if you see their hand and they don't have a nib, you can go Neospace Connector, Tribute to Self, bring back the Dolphin, and then use Dolphin effect again, and just discard the Impermanence. Just because you don't need it anymore. You're going first, so that's pretty much why. You're going to dump all those spells to the grave, and then at this point in time, what you're going to do is you're going to use a Soul and turn it into a Link Raw. So you summon all of your off this, you dump these 4 equipped spells, and then the Link Cross will generate you 2 level 1 tokens. They'll come up pretty much soon. Then you're going to make Needle Fiber, and you're going to abuse the card that apparently I got bought out, guys. Violent Spear is absolutely insane, and yes, it's not hard once per turn. It's so crazy, the fact that it can target any monster you control and then equip it to that. And then sending it to the graveyard can actually equip any equipped spell from the graveyard to any monster you control. So what you're going to do here is you're going to use both of them and make Formless Synchron. You're going to draw a card, and then the Violent Sphere will equip itself. The Violent Sphere will then bring you back to Randall, and then you're going to essentially equip that to the Dolphin. Then you'll make Metal Marcher to bring back the Sphere. And what you're going to do here is you're going to use essentially the Violent Sphere and the Noodle Fiber into a Auroradon, just because Violent Sphere is a tuner. And you see that your hand is like absolute gas, so like you can always play through hand traps. Like this hand is really nice, like it's insane. Then you're going to get the O-Line. The O-Line here is really crucial because it's going to generate you another level 3 token unless you make the Rose Maiden, right? The Rose Maiden, like Shuping said in the Dragon Link video, is essentially kind of like an Ib. It's really like strong. But anyways, you're then going to make Coral Dragon. And then you're going to use those 2 to make Crocosaur to draw 2 cards. There you see you drew Ash, Olivia, Renal. Like you just drew like really broken cards. You notice that you also like kind of dump your deck when you make a Sold. That means that you have like all the cards that you're drawing now through Coral and Croc and Formless Synchron are all like kind of OP cards. So that's why it's really powerful. Next, you're going to use Durandal effect to essentially search the low scale. The reason why you want to do this is because you want to essentially pen out the Ignite Crusader. And then you'll notice that you have 2 level 3s on the field, and all you need is to get a level 1 tuner to make your Trishula. But at this point, what I'm going to do is, I know that I'm going to link off my Dolphin, so I quickly use Violent Sphere, send it to the graveyard to put the Smoke Grenade on the Crocosaur. Then we're going to special summon Ronald, and then Ronald will add us back the Living Fossil, just as like an extra extender if we ever needed it. We're going to use those 3 into Trishula. We're going to hand loop them for the 3rd time now. And then we're going to banish to bring back the Coral Dragon. And now we're going to make the Charlemagne. At this time, we'll use all of your effect from the graveyard to equip to the Charlemagne, which triggers Charlemagne's effect to pop the Smoke Grenade. So at that point in time, we've hand looped it for 4 cards already. Now we're going to activate Living Fossil to bring back the Dolphin. I actually don't recommend you do this play. So I decided to actually scuff that play altogether, guys. So ignore that play. Next, we're going to use both the Ignite cards to actually search us our Gear Freed. We're going to summon the Gear Freed and banish the Randall. Then we're going to make Blatnir, and that's going to hand loop for 5 cards. What's really cool is in essentially during their turn, when we pass the turn, Oh yeah, I also add Phoenix Blade back as well by banishing 2 warriors. So during the opponent's turn in draw phase, after they draw a card, we can use Crocosaur's effect, target the smoke grenade, and we essentially force them to discard the last card off the hand. So that would be a hand loop for 6. And next turn we just essentially kill them. So as you guys can see, we equip. We're gonna use Crocosaur's effect during their draw phase, and there it is, guys. We hand loop them for 6 cards. They have essentially no cards in hand. We're gonna draw for turn. Crocosaur will be at 3,000 attack, Blatnir's at 2,900 attack, and Charlemagne's at 3,000 attack. So that's essentially 8,000, guys, and that's pretty much game. You have like an Ash Blossom, a Heritage, and an Olivier on top of all of this. So as you guys can see, that combo was absolutely insane, and now we'll get right into the deck profile, guys. So without further ado, I'll walk you through the deck profile. Hey guys, welcome to the deck profile. Anyways, so here is the list. I know I got some comments on the last list that you know, it was like people didn't want the 60 cards. They think the Igknights aren't that good. I honestly think they're really insane. I do a lot of combo tutorial videos, and I do a lot of test hands live on stream. So if you want to see me like actually perform this combo from scratch, multiple hands, you know, and play through Nibiru, like play through hand traps, definitely come check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/pack_official_tcg. I love to showcase you guys like this deck in person, you know, and showcase you guys like the power of this deck, man. I really like the Ignite engine. You know, I think it adds like a higher ceiling to the deck, and I truly enjoy this variant of the build. But without further ado, we'll get right into the decks and the card choices. So you play the 1 Gearfried. I think you only need him at 1. I don't really think you need him more than 1. He's searchable essentially with any of your Ignite cards and any card combination of Ignites. Also, the Randall searches any of your Ignite cards, so they become replacement for Ignite cards as well. So it's really powerful. I think we only need this card at 1. You play 3 Olivier. It's one of the best extenders in the game. You play 3 Renaud. It's really strong extender as well. And then for Neospace Connector, so a lot of people are playing Sublime Knight over Neospace Connector. I personally don't agree with that choice, and I'll explain to you guys why. If you guys want to explain to me your logic for playing Sublime Knight, let me know in the comment section below as well. But here's my logic. Neospace Connector is a guarantee way. It's a normal summon that guarantees them using 1 hand trap. Like, Neospace Connector is always going to make your opponent use 1 hand trap on this card. That's really important. Why? Because having your opponents start with less cards in hand means that Neospace did its job. Its job was to hand loop the opponent and then try to like force them out to use a hand trap, as well as to like essentially turbo into a sold. The problem with Sublation Knight is this card is basically, if for lack of a better word, it's basically 2 warriors. It doesn't, and the only synergy a fire warrior has in the entire deck is the fact that Renaud is the only card that synergizes with it. Remember, you guys have to be careful to look for real synergies and false synergies, right? Like, does this actually make the deck like more insane? Well, if you really think about it, right, Sublime Knight is basically a way to get to 2 Isolde as just a normal summon. But here's the problem with Sublation Knight, in my opinion. It doesn't actually force out hand traps. Like, if you think about it, right, this card cannot be Ash. If it does get Veilered or Imperm, most good players actually won't Veil or Imperm this card. They'll actually just hold it for their Sold after you summon the, you know, the Squeal Knight, and then just make a Sold, and then they just use the hand trap on that. But the goal of the deck is to actually bait out as many hand traps as possible prior to a Sold, prior to summoning a Sold. And I think that's why Neospace Connector is a way better card for that. Most of you guys are probably arguing that, well, if you get hand trapped on Neospace Connector, right, like, well, you can't really extend because, you know, like the Infernoble cards, they synergize really well with Fire Warrior cards. Well, that's not really true. The only cards that actually have synergy is Renaud, which is a 3 of in your deck, right? This is the only card that literally has synergy with the Sublimation Knight, like, or like a Fire Warriors. All of you can actually special summon itself from the hand, and there's no restriction at all. It doesn't need to have, there doesn't need to be a Fire Warrior on the monster or anything like that. All of you can just be summoned at any point in time. Regardless, all you have to do is dump a Fire Warrior monster. So that's why all of you, I think, is just like a good example of like the only thing that has synergy with you focusing your normal summon having to be a Fire Warrior is Renaud, and that's it. And that's like pretty much it. And the thing is, even with Renaud, right, like, they're not gonna hand trap Sublation Knight. They just hold it for their Soul. So like, when they hand trap their Soul, guess what his Soul is? His Soul isn't even a Fire Warrior, right? So if they hand trap you on a Soul, you can't extend with Renaud after they hand trap you on a Soul, because they're not gonna hand trap Sublation Knight, right? Like, you guys gotta think about that. Like, you're assuming that they'll hand trap a Sublation Knight and you can extend with Renaud, but in the truth of the matter is they just won't hand trap Sublation Knight in the first place, because who cares? That if you hand trap Sublation Knight, that means any extender gets you a Soul, and they can fully get sold without fear. any good player will tell you that hand trapping correctly at the right time finds that the choke point is actually their soul itself, right? Like, and so you want to like actually hit the soul as quickly as you can, and you just hold the hand trap for that. So that's like the reasoning, guys. I hope that makes sense why. And I think if we have to like kind of look at this, and if you guys watch the deck building series that I've been had, like topping to topping, like you have to like clearly evaluate, you know, the decisions why you play XYZ card. Is it actually as good as you think it is? And always try to be as big as a critic as you can, just to like at least like with like real evidence and real reason behind it. And I think like based on like, you know, after looking at his deck over and over again, I think that's why I cut the Sublation Knight from my deck. Anyways, guys. Well, then the other thing with the Dolphin and the Neospace connector is that the card that is quote unquote the brick that you don't want to hard draw is Neospace Aqua Dolphin, right? Well, the thing with Aqua Dolphin is actually not a bad normal summon. You can actually go normal summon Dolphin, use the effect, pitch a hand trap, and then any extender. So if you go like Unexpected Die, then go normal summon Dolphin, you rip a hand trap out and then you get a soul. Like, that's really, really insane. But like, if you open up, for example, Unexpected Die, then summon Sublation Knight, well, okay, sure, now you have 3 warriors on the field. Like, oh, that's fine to me, you know what I mean? So I think if you guys understand like where, for example, like why the way that I built my deck, Sublation Knight is not currently good in, but maybe I don't think it's a bad card. Like, I think it's have to be careful about that, right? Like, I don't think this card is a bad card. Obviously, like, having a free +1 tutor is really strong. But you have to think about the role of this card and what it serves in my variant of the Infernoble Knight. And also, when you guys go on to build the Pure deck, which I also have a deck list profile for that coming out as well, like the Pure Infernoble Knight deck, it's still okay. I don't think the card is as crazy as people make it out to be. Anyways, we'll then go into like the one-ofs, you know, the Violent Sphere and the Mecha Beast O-line. These are the cards that are really what facilitates like a lot of really insane combos. Then you play the Ignite Crusaders. You play all the level 3s. You max out on those because you want to see them. And then the Paladin and the Templar, you don't want to see them, but you actually want to search them off as sold. Then you have the 3 to Randall, which is a consistency card. So you essentially have 6 copies of Olivier, which means you have 6 extenders in the deck. If you play the Neospace engine, like that's really, really powerful, or any engine really. Like, I think that's why like it's really broken. Like, you don't need to play the Sublimation cards. The only card that has synergy with it is Ronald, and they're not gonna hand trap Sublimation, as was said before. You play the 1 Joris just because this card can actually let you add back the Ignite cards that you dump off Dolphin. So it has really good synergy where like you can go Dolphin, dump like an Ignite, activate Joyce, add it back to your hand, then you can scale it. And so that's why I think it's really, really powerful. You just want to have as a one-of as it comes up. The Phoenix Blade, just because it's a free discard material for Crocodile Dragon, and of course having an extra card in hand that goes infinite plus, not once per turn, and you'll always have like a lot of really like you know, high warrior count in your graveyard, makes Phoenix Blade just a no-brainer. It also lets you play around Nibiru, because it lets you can add this to your hand and then play around Nibiru, essentially with the Gearfried. So that's really, really powerful. You have Chalice, so as you see, you essentially have like 3 Olivier, 3 Durandal, 3 Chalice. That's 9 extenders on top of 3 die with its, you know, like the Neospace engine. Like, this deck is just gas, quite honestly. And so that's why it's really, really powerful. You play Living Fossil because it's a free extender after you keep playing. So it's actually not a bad equipped spell to draw. The 1 Smoke Grenade, I mean, not much to say about this. Being able to hand loop your opponent is, you know, quite absurd. Then, like, you have the Rhoda, which is, you know, another card. Replaces any single card in your deck. I mean, Rhoda is literally insane. Then you have Unexpected Die, like I said already. Really, really powerful card. You'll never brick with Unexpected Die because there's no one-ofs vanillas in your deck. There's at least 8. So, like, Unexpected Die is always live, man. So, and the thing is, with Unexpected Die, when you summon these Ignite cards, they go to your extra deck after they're used, so you can actually pen summon them out. So, Unexpected Die is a really, really powerful extender. Then you have, like, the Ash Blossom and the 2 Impermanents. I think combo decks, at minimum, play 5 hand traps. Or, sorry, at max, play 5 hand traps to maximize consistency of the deck. And maximizes the chance of seeing 1 hand trap while minimizing the chances of seeing 2, which most likely leads to bricking. So that's pretty much it for the main deck, guys. And now we'll go into the extra deck. You play the Coral Dragon, the Formless Synchron, the Rose Maiden. This card is really insane with Coral Dragon. You play the Charlemagne, really, really powerful card. The fact that it can actually equip spells from your graveyard hand to this and then equip 1 from the deck is really, really powerful. You play the Metal Marcher just to like bring back the Violent Sphere. That's really crazy as well. The Crocostor and the Trishula, really powerful cards going first or second. Then you play the Blatnier, the VFD, the Access Code, the Fibrax. Double is sold because if they imperm the first assault, you can actually make a second one and then go off. So it's really insane. And what's really crazy is that you can actually bait out imperm on this card. You go, all of your says that you can actually target any warrior monster control, equip this target to it. Well, what's really crazy about that is that whatever is equipped with all of your actually cannot be targeted. So you'll go, all of your F costs banish, target is sold, they'll have to chain imperm, you'll make another is sold, and then sold effect will resolve. I mean, that's just like absolutely insane. As you guys can see, if you use these cards carefully, this is actually one of the craziest decks that will be coming out pretty soon in Rise of the Duelist. So I'm really excited for this archetype. Then you have Link Ross. I mean, token generators are always, insane. And then, of course, Rorodon, a card that you just, it's just asking to be abused, really. 3 tokens, level 3s. Wow, that's just absolutely insane. But that's pretty much it, guys, for like the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed the comp tutorial video as well as the deck profile. And just to like kind of like push this deck, really, I've really been enjoying the Ignite engine. I've been testing with this. But if you guys want to see the more pure variant, I'm definitely not dismissing other variants as well. It's just that I've seen a lot of like the same cookie cutter list, and I just didn't want to regurgitate them. So essentially, guys, if you guys want to see my pure variant take on this Infernoble deck, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll definitely love to share that out with you guys. Without further ado, thank you guys so much for your support. I also want to have a major announcement coming soon. I'm actually gonna a TCG player affiliate now, so I'll be having my link pretty on the page pretty soon. So thank you guys so much for your support, for your love, for your subscription, for watching my videos, taking the time to show that like and say stuff like you really enjoy the deck profile on the channel so far, and you've been learning. I think I started this channel so that I can improve with all of you guys. I don't think like I'm the craziest player or the best players in the world, but I want to continuously improve. I want to provide you guys amazing content so you can also improve, and I want to make the community improve as a whole, so that we all get better. We play top tier, high level Yu-Gi-Oh while at the same time having fun. And yeah, that's pretty much my goal, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.